I'm finding myself regretting not building out so many of these epic champions, and specifically with free gear removal being in the game permanently, I'm seeing a lot of these epics actually get way more use on my account, especially in Curse City, where I'm struggling to progress right now. I feel like there's so much content in Raid Shadow Legends about the end game, because all the content creators are great, but they've built so much over the years. As a newer player, it's hard to keep up with everything that's going on, so it's easier when I started about a year and a half ago to get these epic champions, more accessible options for free-to-play players or players who are looking for, okay, I might not get legendaries often, but I will get a lot of epics through the 2x events, wherever it might be. So I'm going to go through each faction today, and I'm going to pick out 2 or 3 epic champions to be on the lookout for that are absolutely amazing. So the best epics in each faction, I'm going to be able to choose 3 at the most. It should be fun. We're going to speedrun, but speaking of great epics, guys, you're actually going to see a couple of these champions in my code. I'm going to toss it to Game Leap, who does the production for this channel. Real quick, guys, get your free Elenaril by clicking my link in the description right now. You'll also get the amazing champions Vergis, Tagoar, and Deacon Armstrong as you level up at levels 10, 20, and 30 subsequently. And here's all you got to do. Log out of Plarium Play on your PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Then launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Then go to your inbox and claim your first champion. Don't miss out on this opportunity. This is one of the best starter codes that you can get. You'll get all 3 of those epics for free, as well as Elenaril, the legendary champion. So click that link down below before it expires and have yourself a good time. All right, guys, let's start out with the Bannerlords, and these are all champs I wish I could have built earlier. I kind of made a mistake by not doing it. We'll start out with one per affinity. The easiest one here is going to be Archmage Helmet, guys. This guy's a great waves champion. You'll get him through Doom Tower normal mode on the A1. 10% turn meter fill, 20% if the attack is critical. On the A2, attacks one enemy, also attacks all other enemies if it's a crit. Second hit, 50% chance, 75 when booked, of placing a stun debuff. After attacking, decrease the turn meters of each enemy without a stun by 20%. So you either stun or steal their turn meter. Great either way. On the A3, this ability right here. Increase speed, increase crit rate, increase crit damage, 3 turn cooldown, man. The only other champion that has this ability on their kit in the game, I believe, is Gizmak, who I have, and I love my Gizmak, but he places it for 3 turns. Then on the passive, he's immune to turn meter effects with speed in arena. This guy is great in waves. Amazing in waves. Really, really solid champ. Keeps your team boosted up. Absolutely insanely good. Super underrated. Definitely do your Doom Tower to get this guy, especially if you're a free-to-play player. He will help you a ton in Doom Tower and other places where you need a wave clear or an increased speed champion, some control there as well. For the Force Affinity, no-brainer here. Sir Artemage, man, absolute smacks on this guy. Good debuffs on the A1, 50% chance of a decreased speed as well as a decreased defense, big version on a double hitter. First hit has a decreased defense, second hit has a decreased speed, for note. On the A2, cleanses himself, then attacks all enemies, but where it really comes all together is the A3, the Unshakable Valor. 30% ignore defense. That is very, very good. Then increase attack and increase crit damage if he kills an enemy. Really sets up the rest of his kit with increased speed in arena by 20%. This guy, I used him as food when I first got my account, and that was a big, big mistake. If you pulled Sir Artemage, this dude can do a lot of the damage for you, especially in arena and waves. Not sure how good it is against bosses, but this Unshakable Valor skill can be very, very good pretty much anywhere. If you're ignoring 30% of defense, it's gonna be great. All right, let's head over to Spirit Affinity, where there's 3 great champions here. Honorable mentions, Elfrig and Lady Annabelle, both very, very solid champs. Lady Annabelle can sell a lot of things in the game, but I'm gonna go with my boy Stag Knight here, man. Stag Knight is super, super good. Double hitter, decreased speed on the A1, great for Fire Knight and Iron Twins as an accessible option early in the game. And then 2 great debuffs, decrease attack as well as, decrease attack and decrease defense. On one skill, 3 turn cooldown, 100% chance. Is it 100% chance? No, it's not. It's 95% chance, 100% chance with the Sniper Mastery. Then on the passive, increase accuracy on the ally for 1 turn if they have a debuff resisted. This is great really only on debuffers who have debuffs on their A1 that are struggling with accuracy, because if you use your big skill, you won't have it back for the next turn with the increased accuracy unless you have lasting gifts and it's on a 2-turn cooldown. But man, Stag Knight is used a lot. I used him a lot on my account. You can see the reviews. He is a great champion. And I guess I'll go one per affinity per faction. This one's easy. Ursula, man, super, super good, especially in waves. One of the best skills in the game. 40% chance of decreased turn meter goes up to 55. On the A2, increase attack and decrease attack. Increase for your team, decrease for their team. Also great. Love that. A lot of books, though, for this champion. So, again, if you honestly, like, if you're looking to build epics quickly, I would not recommend this champ just because you have to put so many books into it. It might be better to put in books to more immediate value champions until you can start stockpiling them more consistently from Clan Boss. But, man, is she worth the books? If you get lucky and a book goes here, the revive dead allies on a 5-turn cooldown with increased defense and strengthen for 3 turns. Absolutely insanely good revive with speed and doom towers by 24%. That is going to be our Bannerlords. Great faction right there. Let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving. This one's going to be easy. 2 honorable mentions, Tyrell and Skaramis, both great, but man, it's Royal Guard all day. If you pull a Royal Guard, your damage problems go away. In the early to mid game, you could even use this guy in the late game a lot of times, and I'm sure his reviews are fantastic, especially in things like Spider and Hydra. A1, decreased defense, amazing setup, 60% chance win booked, but really where it all comes together is this takedown ability. Damage based on enemy max HP makes him one of the best boss snookers in the game, especially for accessible options in the early game before you get the crazy gear. Enemy max HP is going to be your bread and butter to take bosses. Royal Guard, damage increases according to enemy max HP, 4-turn cooldown, you can get some more damage on it as well. And the hamstring ability, also very good. 4 times at random, great against single target bosses that you can put decreased speed on and decrease their turn meter, aka Fire Knight, right? Each hit, 75% chance of decreased speed for 2 turns. Also, a 75% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 25%. Insanely good in Fire Knight, man. Insanely good with attack in dungeons by 35%. If you need damage, this is your guy. Okay, on to Force Affinity. Definitely going to be Nelder here, man. He's very good. I just finished booking mine up as well. Very good for Fire Knight hard, especially in Curse City. I will say, at first, I mean, he's great in regular Fire Knight as well, but especially if you need somebody for Fire Knight hard, this is your guy, man. Triple hitter, 30% chance, 40 when booked, of hitting a freeze, okay? Second attack, 3-turn cooldown, quad hitter, okay? First and second hit, 50% chance, 75 when booked, of decreased attack. Third and fourth hit, decreased accuracy, okay? Quad hitter right there. Then, attacks all enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing decreased speed for 2 turns, and then heals him by 30% of damage dealt. On the passive, whenever an ally places a freeze debuff, this champion has a 30% chance to attack the target with their default skill. If you run 2 freezers in Fire Knight, man, 30% chance that he just joins with another triple hitter ally attack on his passive. Insanely good. Do not sleep on this champion like I did. Build him when you get him, and you will not regret it. Okay, as for the Spirit Affinity, I mean, there's not many great champs here. Vergis is good, though. Vergis is good. Vergis is good. Reflect damage on the A1, 50% chance of placing that there. Very tanky champ. On the Aegis skill, 3-turn cooldown, continuous heal, increase speed, and reflect damage on a target ally, then places ally protect on all allies except this champion, and then an increased defense on himself. Then he places a shield on himself equal to 10% of his max HP for 2 turns whenever he loses 10% of his max HP from a single hit, and then puts a continuous heal buff on this champion 2 turns every time their HP drops below 50%. Great champ. No cooldown on this when booked. Great champion with a good aura in dungeons to top it off. As for Void Affinity, guys, I'll be honest. I'm not even going to shout these champs out. I don't think any of them are good. They're mid at best, not worth their honorable mention. No voids in this faction. Now, Sacred Order is stacked, guys. Sacred Order is stacked. This is a very, very, very good faction. You know, honestly, I don't think either one of these champs are good. Maybe Sanguina. I think Sanguina actually is pretty solid. She's a good cleanser. Great for Nether Spider if you need help. Triple hitter, 20% chance of decreasing random buff. We don't care about that ability, but here's where it gets good. Block debuffs on all allies for 1 turn and a continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Not bad, man. Some good healing. Block debuffs coming in for the boss's big skill. You can time that pretty well. Attacks one enemy. 75% of transferring all debuffs from this champion to the target and removes all debuffs from all allies except this champion. Full cleanse with block debuffs, healing. Pretty much all you need for a cleanser and some tough content that puts a lot of debuffs on you if you have no other options. Very good in Curse City. As for the Force Affinity, this is easy, man. One of the best epics in the game, Mordecai. I just recently built my Mordecai, guys, and oh my god, did I sleep on this champion. Insane. Attacks one enemy 30% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter, 60% instead if they're under a burn. On the A2, 75% chance of decreasing the turn meter of all enemies, books to 100, and then fills the turn meter of all allies by 15% on the 3-turn cooldown. This ability is so slept on. You will get so many more turns, slow them down, boost your team. It's great. And then to top it off, the icing on the cake, guys, 75% chance of an HP burn debuff on all enemies, and then increased attack on all allies for 3 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. AoE burn with a setup on the same skill, and then turn meter control here, boosting your team up, ally accuracy in all battles. This guy is super good, especially for things like Spider. Look at that rating in Spider. Super good. Will help you in Curse City a lot as well. Big Mordecai fan. Now, this is tough. Honorable mention is going to be Fenax. Fenax is amazing. You'll use him in a lot of places. One of the best damage dealers in the game. 666 reviews. 666 reviews. I'm going to give him a review right now just because we got to get him up to 667, man. He's a Sacred Order. No demon time over here, man. Great champ. Block Revive on the A1. This guy hits so damn hard. Block active skills and block buffs on all enemies. 100% chance. Or no, it's not 100% chance. Only 80% chance. Sorry, my fault. That would make it so much better. But really, this guy's just a great damage dealer. 1 enemy, decreased defense, decreased speed, sets himself up. 4-turn cooldown, but really this guy's A1 hits so hard. He puts him down all right. Absolutely insane damage dealer, but I've got to give it to Deacon, man. Deke is insane, insanely good. Leech on the A1. You can get him with my code. He's absolutely insane. One of the best epics, maybe the best epic in the game, guys. Leech on the A1. AoE decreased defense on the A2. 100% chance of the sniper mastery. Absolutely nuts. Then turn meter fill, decreased turn meter of enemies with an extra turn. It's Mordecai on steroids to top it off. Speed in all battles. One of the most accessible and great speed options in the game. We love Deacon, bro. We love Deacon. And then, this is tough. 3 of these are very good. I'm going to go, not Cardinal. She's great. But really, it's between Shamo, who's the best fear counter in the game. Again, but he's a very basic hit. It's this passive that does everything. Whenever an enemy receives fear or true fear, instantly removes the debuff and fills a turn meter by team's turn meter by 15%. Triple hitter, true fear on everybody, ignore defense. And I'm going to go with Shamo here over Aniri. Aniri's great. One of the best revivers in the game. Heal on the A1, extend buff duration, AoE heal for enemies by 15% of their max HP, and then a res with a full cooldown reset, and then another res on the passive of death prevention here. She's like the best Sand Devil duo champ in the game with Ninja, but the main reason I'm actually going to go with Shamo instead is I use him. He's an instant solution to Fear and Hydra, who it's just more, I think Hydra's is more important in the game, as well as Dark Fae. Like, Shamo is a little bit better. He's the same amount of good, but in places that matter more. So that's why I'm going to go with Shamo here. A big shout out to Neri. 2 amazing champions. Cardinal, also an amazing champion. But these 2, I think, are the most. I use these 2 the most out of anybody. But I'm starting to use Shamo a lot more in like Dark Fae and other places that have True Fear. And you're seeing a lot more True Fear come into the game, which is why I think Shamo is aging a little bit better. Okay, Barbarians, man. Barbarians. I'm going to be real. I don't think any of these champions are that good. I'm skipping the Magic Affinity. I'm not a fan of either of them. I have not used them. As for Force Affinity, definitely going to go with Alika here. Alika, she hits hard, man. She hits hard. 30% chance of an extra hit. This hit is always critical. 50% ignore defense if their max HP is higher than this champion's, which they will be because they're a nuker, really good at killing supports. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance of increasing the cooldown of enemy skills by 2 turns on the passive. Revives this champion with 75% HP when killed. Yeah, you can see her in Arena. She is very, very good Arena nuker for you. You're going to get value out of Alika. Okay, you know what? This is an easy one as well. Shout out Haikatoon and shout out Hoskarul. Not bad champs, but Farakin the Fat is insane. Even into the end game, he is so damn good. I wish I built him earlier. Amazing in Demon Lord. Amazing in Fire Knight. Amazing in Chimera. Great in Hydra as well. This guy is so damn good. Just build him if you pull him and build him fast, okay? Attacks one enemy, 40% chance of decreased defense, books to 50%. On the A2, 100% chance of HP burn and poison. And then he's got the best ally attack, which is the best mechanic in the game for dealing damage. 4-turn cooldown, increased crit rate, increased crit damage buff. And then they all attack wherever. Fire Knight, not great for knocking down shield. Clan Boss, great. Chimera, trials, and damage, amazing. Then on the passive, he soaks incoming damage. Right? He spreads it out across all allies. 20% of that really helps keep your nukers alive, as well as you can let your tanks soak up more damage. Amazing champion. Amazing. One of the best epics in the game. Top 5 in my opinion. And then as for these guys, I think Suai is probably the best. Really nothing special here. Just a great debuffer. She brings every debuff you need for Clan Boss. She's going to bring decreased defense, decreased attack, and then weaken on the A3. So if you need a debuffer, look no further. She actually can be the debuffer you need. My guess is her Demon Lord ratings are what's the highest. Yeah, everywhere else she's not that great. Okay, shout out Fat Man. We love him. All right, Ogres. This will be a fun one too. Okay, Ugo, no contest for Magic Affinity. A legendary in disguise. Amazing champion. Leech on the A1, particularly in Hydra. These Hydra ratings are going to be insane, okay? Leech on the A1, amazing, okay? Chance increases 5% for each alive enemy. Great. Here's the bread and butter, though. Amazing skill here. Decreased defense, block buffs on all enemies, 100% chance. Insane, man. Insane, especially when there's a lot of enemies in front of you. Ugo is fan-freaking-tastic. We love our Ugo. Then on the A3, a cleanse. Remove heal reduction. Remove 1 random debuff, heal all allies by 20% of this champ's max HP, and then a revive, which does not happen often. Ignore this revive. It's not really ever going to happen unless she's the last alive. Then block damage on the passive with increased speed as well. Whenever this champion's last living ally is killed, which will set up the res if she dies, but realistically, you're not going to res a lot. It's these two skills with the cleanse heal that make her fantastic. Okay. Force Affinity. Definitely going to be Skull Crusher, one of the best clan boss options in the game. The OG. Small heal reduction. We don't care for that. Really, it's this skill right here. Counterattack on all allies with ally protection and unkillable on himself on a 3-turn cooldown. That's all there really is. Decrease the duration of all debuffs on the champion by 1 turn at the start of his turn. Cleanses debuffs. This is really all he is. Super basic kit. Just a great intermediary clan boss option for you and your squad. All right, Spirit Affinity here. Let's see, man. Definitely going to be Grush. Great support champion. I use him to this day in Curse City. He's carried me in Curse City. This is a great champion to build, at least to 5 stars if you have him. You don't have to 6-star him necessarily, but Leech on the A1, places it before attacking, can't weak it, goes up to a 75% chance, attacks all enemies, decrease attack, decrease crit damage. We love that. Goes up by 40%, so really guaranteed decrease attack, and then the decreased crit damage is, right there as well, so that's pretty good too. Really great champ. Then a lot of healing here. Attacks all enemies and continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns, and additional continuous heal if at least one enemy was hit with a crit. So you get some crit damage on him. He's going to bring, this is 20% heal per turn. That's very, very good. Very, very good, man. And it's a 2 turn. So, he will keep your team alive with a pretty good aura as well. And then this is no contest here. But shout out Skrank. Shout out Urgrim. Great champs. But this goes to Maneater, dude. One of the best epics in the game. Clan Boss God. Decreased attack on the A1 if it's a crit on everybody. Attacks on enemy. Full turn meter depletion. Steals their turn meter equal to the loss. And then really it's all in the Ancient Blood. Unkillable block debuffs. 5-turn cooldown. He is the Clan Boss guy, man. The Clan Boss God. We love Maneater. Great champion. Okay, that's going to do it for my Ogres. A lot of good champs in there. Let's head down to the Lizards. No contests for here. Venomage, dude. Venomage. I still use her to this day. Him, I don't know what the gender is of Venomage, but there's a lot of debate on that. I actually don't know. Amazing. I wonder if it's in the lore. Hold on. I'm not reading this. Not going to lie. Okay, listen. Poison activation on the A1 if they're under a... it's there. Poison activation, 50% chance either way, but destroys the target's max HP if they're under a heal reduction debuff. Makes her great, or him great. Makes Venomage great into Scarab King, right? But really, Clan Boss as well is where you're going to get the most immediate value. Decrease attack and decrease defense on the same skill if they're under a poison, 100% chance. Every debuff that you need. Then on top of that, heal reduction with 2 poisons on all enemies, 100% chance. Amazing damage dealer here for the early game, especially for Clan Boss. Then to make it all better, gives you some damage reduction as well if they're under heal reduction. Amazing champ. I use her even to this day. Amius, end game stuff. Whenever the Lizardmen are there, one of the best options for Amius. Great champion. Legendary in disguise here. Make no mistake. As for Force Affinity, I'm an Aox hater, but I got to give it to Aox. There's no other great champions here. Poison on the A1. Attacks on enemy, heals all allies by an extra 2% for each debuff on the target, then decrease attack, decrease crit rate, then when Aox gets hit, increases the duration, 2 random debuffs on the attacker by 1 turn when attacked, occurs once per hit. Great for Geomancer synergies to extend the burn for Geomancer, who we're going to get to in a little bit. Yeah. As for Spirit Affinity, I'm not even going to talk about these champs. It's going to go to Elijah, but that's the best part of Elijah is a Mikage fusion. Then as for Voids, gotta shout out Broadmaw, dude. Broadmaw carried me so hard in Faction Wars. One of the really only accessible Reser in this faction. Revive 2 random dead allies with 25% HP and block damage on them for 1 turn. Freeze on the A1, and then increase speed, small version, and increase crit rate, which does help. Shout out Broadmaw, carried my Faction Wars, and ever since then I've been on the Broadmaw support train. Gotta put respect on Broadmaw. All right, Skinwalkers, let's get it. Okay, I'm gonna give it to Taurus. Best poison champ in the game, really, for epics. I mean, weaken on the A2 and then quad poison, but unkillable on himself. Very interesting kit. Can be a very great accessible option in like Dragon or Spider, sometimes Demon Lord. Not an amazing champion, but still a very, very approachable option here. Okay. As for Force Affinity, man, oof. Let's give it to the Hippo, dude. Let's give it to the Hippo, man. One of the only Resers in this faction. If you pull this Hippo, hold on to the Hippo, dude, because I'm telling you, it's not easy to get another Reser in this faction. The only other Reser in this faction you can get, is Uko as a Lego, and that's not easy to do. So, or Revive on Death with the chicken. So, if you pull the Hippo, absolutely worth building. Again, on the A2, increase crit rate, increase attack, self-buff the squad on a 3-turn cooldown, then revives 2 random allies with 50% HP, 50% turn meter. After the revival, places strengthen on all allies for 2 turns. Really, really good champ. Really, really good champ. Build this champ. They will carry you in Faction Wars. They will carry you in Faction Wars. Spirit Affinity. This is tough, okay? I'm going to be blunt. Both Thane and both are amazing champions. Like, not just good, amazing champions. So I'm going to give them a tie, and I'm going to explain why. Thane, on the A1, turn meter steal, a great damage dealer. Just depends on what you're looking for. Depends on what you need, right? I would be happy with both. Then on the A2, decrease attack and 2 poisons for 2 turns. 100% chance. Very, very good. Then every debuff you need here, right? Decrease defense and weaken. Thane brings every debuff you need for Clan Boss. She's going to have a very high rating there, as well as Dragon. Great damage and amazing. I have her plus 4 6-star, and I'm very glad that I have her. Great champion. However, I'm not going to lie, guys. When you get to the end game, you use both way more. If you're trying to progress your damage, you go with Thane. But if you're in the end game, Both is a newer champion, and he is a legendary. This champion is a Lego. I'm going to give it to both. I think both is better. When you start to get to the end game, he's better. Okay. Heal reduction on the A1. 50% chance on a double hitter. Amazing for Nether Spider. Amazing for Amius as well, which is why I like Amius in Cursed City. Amius is the Cursed City, the Lunar Archon boss, for those of you who don't know. And he drops some of the best gear in the game. That's why I give him the rating. The rewards for where he's good in the end game are better. Okay. Attacks all enemies. 100% chance of decreased accuracy, and then increases the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn. He can be your buff extender as well. Then on the A3, a cleanse, 2 debuffs from all allies, and a heal, 10% of their max HP, then increase accuracy on a 3-turn cooldown. But on the passive, he decreases the damage all allies receive from poison by 50%. He hard counters Nether Spider, and he's very good into A. This is tough, actually. I don't know. I'm using both more than Thane. It's back to a tie, guys. It's back because this is an early game video. So I'm going to give these two a tie. They're both amazing champions, and they will both save your skin in different places in the game. As for Voids, Gom, another great new epic. Like, honestly, literally all of these guys are good. Werrigan's back. They're all good except for Werrigan. They're all good. All of these are good. Basher, a great champ. I'm not going to go through all of them. Kemptum, amazing champ in Demon Lord, as well as Hydra, great in Spider too. Frenzy, a great provoker. Burner in Hydra as well. Yuzon, a great cleanser. Newer champ. And Gom, like, again, these are all good. I can't sing them. They are all good at what they do. All of those guys are good. Okay, we're trying to move here, boys. It's going to be a long video. I apologize. Holy cow. Okay, let's see here. As for this faction, let's see. Tagoar, no questions asked. Tagoar, the best spirit or magic affinity champ in the game. He's so good. The increased speed. He's in my code with a big heal, increased defense, full res, aid the feeble, damage mitigation, HP in all battles. I don't need to say anything else. Tagoar is one of the best epics in the game. As for the force affinity, Zargala probably just because she debuffs, but I'm not even going to her kit. These champs are not that good, just to be blunt. I don't think these champs are that good. As for the spirit, probably Vrask here. Probably Vrask again. Turn meter fill, if it's crit, Attacks one enemy, good damage. That's pretty much it. It heals all allies by 10% of the champion's max HP when he inflicts a crit. He's all right. Nothing crazy, though. Nothing crazy in that. Then for voids, it's Seer. Not even close. Seer's an insane champion, the best damage dealer of all the epics in the game. Attacks one enemy, extra turn built in, increased crit rate weekend, but the Karma Burn, removing all buffs from all allies and all enemies, then increasing the damage according to the debuffs removed or buffs removed, then sleeps them. Enemy max HP damage. It's just insane. It's just absolutely insane. One of the best damage abilities in the game. Seer is the best damage dealer, especially with a reset champion like Kymar. Absolutely absurdly good. Okay. Demon Spawn. Here we go. Pretty good epics. Allure. Undoubtedly. Great Fire Knight champion. Okay. 3 hits at random. Turn meter decrease by 25% on each crit. Guaranteed. One of the best Fire Knight epics in the game. She will solve your Fire Knight problems. Little version of decreased defense on the AoE with sleep on the A2. And then on the A3, will ignore 50% of the target's defense, extra 30% chance of a crit. It's all right, but really, it's just on this A1. She's a great turn meter snagger for Fire Knight. Okay, let's look at the Force Affinity champs here. Probably a shock here. He's actually pretty surprisingly good champ. On the A1, 30% chance of decreasing the duration of one random buff if the target's under an HP burn debuff. 30% chance of decreasing their turn meter if they're under a freeze. Here we go, boys. Block debuffs and strengthen as well on the kit. I mean, absolutely absurdly good. 4-turn cooldown, then freeze and HP burn on all enemies. Really, really good. I think his ratings on Spider are probably going to be good. They are. Then heal every time an enemy under an HP burn gets a turn. It's crazy good. Turn meter fill every time an enemy under a freeze debuff gets a turn. Absolutely insane, man. Insane. Insanely good champ. Surprisingly good in Spider, but again, not one of the top epics. Then as for Spirit, no doubt, Magnar, baby. One of the best nukers in the game. HP-based nuker. Decreased defense on the A1. Big smack on the percussive pound on the A2. Extra hit on enemies not under a burn, but stuns them if they are. Then fan the flames. Debuff spread and big damage coming out here, man. Burn increase as well. Heals from burns that are being activated. A great pairing with Volcanos if you happen to have Volcanos in the arena. Shout out Magnar, man. Very, very good champion. As for the voids, probably Umbral Enchantress. I won't go into her kit too much, but I will, I guess. Damage increases as HP decreases. Block buffs on the AoE, 100% chance. And then provoke and unkillable. Pretty decent Hydra option if you need that there for the block buffs. Void affinity right there. 3-turn debuff there as well. So yeah, you keep them up quite a bit. Let's head over to the Undead Hordes, man. Some good ones here. Seeker and Dark Elhain, very good, but I think Seeker's a little bit better here. Again, turn meter boost, provoke, extra turn mechanics with increased attack, 30% turn meter fill with an extra turn into the provoke. Great booster. Seeker, an amazing champion. For Force Affinity, undoubtedly, shout out Mausoleum Mage, but Husk, dude. Provoke on the A1. Enemy max HP, big nuke here on the A2. You can see his damage on Hydra is fantastic. Husk is a big, big dub, in my opinion. Then we're going to go with Vogoth here, actually, for the Spear Affinity champs. Great healer, one of the best epics in the game when it comes to healing. Debuff extension, provoke, not 100% chance on the A2. Then big heals whenever he's attacked. A very, very good option in many places in the game. You can see that in his ratings right there. Okay, as for voids, I'm gonna go with Ostrox here. He's one of 2 voids, but he's great, man. Actually, pretty good in Hydra if you pull him. Block buffs on an AoE with increased accuracy as well for your team to make sure you're landing your debuffs. Then whenever an enemy attempts to place a debuff on this champion, has a 20% chance to reflect it back onto the attacker. Not bad with heal on the A1. Debuff transfer as well. Pretty good champ. Pretty good champ right there. Okay, solid. We're moving along. Dark Elves, man. Dark Elves. Okay, not gonna lie to you guys. Dark Kael, definitely the best one here. Not really any great epics here. Spider, maybe if you need a Res or in Faction Wars, but I'm not a fan of any of these champs. For Force Affinity, Dirandil, dude. Oh my god. Probably the best epic nuker in the game when it comes to damage. Double hitter with freeze on the A1. Attacks on enemies. Each hit will ignore 15% of target's defense and then 10% turn meter fill on each critical hit. Against waves, you're going to get 50% turn meter if you crit cap them. Insanely good, right? Royal Assassin, 50% ignore defense. Veil on this champion if the hit is critical. So good. This guy smacks, man. Built mine recently. Love using him. He's insanely good. Okay, as for, Spirit, none of these are good. I don't think any of these are good. Probably I'm going to have to give it to Fang Cleric because he just brings a res, I believe. Revives a dead ally with unkillable on him and a continuous heal to get him back in. That's about it, man. That's about it. Nothing crazy there. Then Madame Saris, I'm going to give to just for Arena. She's really good at knocking off debuffs. She can remove all buffs, block debuffs, True Fear. She's so good. Remove all buffs here with decreased defense. A great setup champ in Arena. You know, still a viable option there, but definitely going to give it to Madame Saris. She is very good. Knights Revenant. Some very good epics here. Let's start it out strong. Good old miscreated monster. Absolute beast of a champion. Stun and decreased defense on the A1. Then attacks all enemies. AoE stun. Shield on all allies equal to the damage inflicted. Then ally protect and continuous heal. A great option in things like Spider. Great in faction wars. He's going to be a beast. Places fear on the attacker for 1 turn whenever an ally is attacked by under an ally a protection buff. Great champ. Now this is where it gets tough because so many of these champs are good. Rector Drath in my code, amazing, right? Sentinel, also great. Thylesia, not great. But, man, I'm gonna give it to Doom Priest over Rector's Wrath for one reason. This passive cleanse, you can't really find anywhere, right? Rector's Wrath gets it in Hydra. She's an absolute monster. They're both amazing. But I will say, it's hard to find great cleanses on epic champs, especially on the passive, okay? Passive cleanses, meaning if she is CC'd, it doesn't matter. She's gonna heal and cleanse every turn. It's a bit harder to get Rector's Wrath to that level of resist to where she's resisting a lot of things, and there's a lot of debuffs in the game that are irresistible. But Doom Priest goes around that, and it really all is on the passive. She also brings a setup for increased attack for your nuker. A great champion. Rector's Wrath, also amazing. As for Spirit Affinity, I don't like any of these champs. I'm going to give it to Malakath just because he can revive. That's literally good in Faction Wars. And then Whisper, man. Whisper for the Void Affinity. One of the best nukers in the game, dude. In the game. Weaken on the A1. Fully 100% ignore defense on the A2. Completely ignores defense if they're under a weaken with increased crit rate and increased attack. So many extra turns on this champion as well. Then attacks one enemy turn 2 times. Grants an extra turn if the target's under decreased defense and weaken. Then a 10% chance of an extra turn whenever she lands a crit. Increases damage inflicted on bosses by 20%. Put her in Relentless because she ignores 100% defense with the skill, and she's going to go absolutely crazy for you. One of my favorite champs in the game. Wish I pulled her earlier. Beast of a champ. Dwarves. Let's get it, man. Some amazing epics here as well. Okay, let's go with... I've seen Cornelia solo a lot of content. Not solo a lot of content. The other one solos content. But no, she does solo some content here. Asleep on the A1. Honestly, I'm not big on either of these champions. I don't know. I honestly don't know between these two. I've not used them enough. We're getting to the exciting part, which is going to be Geomancer, dude. Geo is probably the best epic in the game. Straight up. Decrease accuracy on the A1. Buff steal on the A2 if he gets a kill, which you won't really. This skill doesn't matter, to be honest. Reduces the cooldown of this skill, which is the money, man. Quicksand Grass fully depletes the target's turn meter, fills the champion's turn meter by the amount the target loses, and then a 75% chance 100 when booked of HP burn and weaken. And then his passive flex damage all allies receive by 15%. And deflects the damage onto each enemy under an HP burn debuff placed by this champion. And whenever he's attacked, right, 30% of the damage he deflects instead. So for him, it's 30%. For allies, it's 15%. It's just insane. It's absolutely insane. Additional damage based on the target's max HP. You don't build him for attack. You actually build him for accuracy and survivability, particularly on the HP stat, so you're deflecting more damage. You want him to take a little bit of damage. Insanely good. Then Spirit, no contest. Morag. Holy cow. Guys, she's right there with Geo. One of the most underrated champs in the game. Insane. Attacks one enemy 2 times. These ratings don't do her justice, by the... No, okay, they do. They do. She's insanely good. Each hit will ignore shield damage based on defense. Attacks all enemies. Big version is strengthened on all allies for 2 turns while attacking all enemies on a 3-turn cooldown. Then, ally attack on anyone... And she gets an extra... Sorry, I read this wrong. It's this. The counter attacks when hit with the strength. My fault. Teams on 2 random allies to attack a single enemy. Then all allies will use default skills. And then she gets an extra turn if somebody dies. Okay, amazing. 1 turn cooldown reduction on all of these skills. Then she counterattacks while hit under a strengthened debuff. Jesus Christ. Absolutely insanely good. Ally attack, extra turn mechanics, big damage, big version of strengthen. Nutty champ. Then as for Voids, Demitha for sure, dude. Oh my God. A lot of books go on this champ. Each hit places a shield debuff equal to 10% of her max HP. Buff extension decreases the debuffs on all allies by 1 turn. Insanely good. Heals everybody. insanely good. Then block damage and continuous heal on all allies for 2 turns. A legendary in disguise, man. Demitha, an absolutely goated epic. One of the best in the game. Top 10 for sure. Okay, we're almost done, boys. Shadowkin time. All right, let's see. Let's give it to Taragi. Hotatsu, also very good. Big Taragi guy. One of my first champions out on the account. Decrease attack on the A1, provoke on the A2, then a big shield, big heal on himself, reflect damage on himself, heal increases by each poison on the enemy, then he has a passive poison on the attacker, one of the few champions that can solo the Scarab King, really making that boss not a problem for you. Absolutely love it. Big Taragi fan. Love him. Insanely good. Still use him to this day. For Force, let's see. Let's go with Burengiri, man. Burengiri, pretty good champ. Provoke on the A1, great in waves, stun on the A2, strengthen and shield on the A3. But really what it comes down to is he heals by 50% whenever an ally or enemy dies. Makes him great in waves, really can surprise you. Great in Faction Wars. You'll be able to get a ton of value out of him in Faction Wars. Great champion. Spirit Affinity, we're going to give it to the only Rezer in this faction, Kinagashi. Double hitter. Decreased turn meter, teams up with a random ally to attack a single enemy, turn meter filled by 15%, and then one of the only reses in this faction. If you pull him, do not get rid of him. He literally is one of the only res options in the faction. He's going to be quintessential to getting Lydia, because I'm looking at the Legos here. I don't think there's many, I don't have a res. I think it's Gameran, and that's it, and it's a conditional res. Yeah, it's a res on the passive. Each time a block revive is placed on an enemy, you have to get a kill. It's hard to do. Very hard to do. So definitely keep him if you get him. And then as for voids, I don't think I got to the void there. Let's go with Gembo most likely. I can't think of one. Gembo and Aburo are both good, but Gembo's a more accessible nuker. Double hitter, steals increased attack, attacks all enemies, decreases the duration of buffs, increased crit rate, increased crit damage with an extra turn, immune to decreased attack debuffs, and ignores unkillables when attacking under increased attack with some speed in arena. Great champ. Great champ there. Okay, last but not least, the Sylvans, man. The Sylvans. Easily to me here, gonna be Cryoden, one of the best Fire Knight options in the game, boys. In the entire game. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 25% chance of placing a freeze for 1 turn. AoE freeze, 65% chance. You love it. And then increased speed with turn meter fill on a 3-turn cooldown. One of the best increased speed options in the epics for this faction. With turn meter fill for each freeze he places. Carry in Fire Knight and Fire Knight Hard. Especially in Fire Knight Hard, this dude deadlifts. It's insane. Okay. Oh, man. I'm giving it to Pan. I love Pan, dude. Ash was right about this champion. This dude smacks. I just picked up a 6-star blessing for him as well. Double hitter, freeze on the A1, 50% chance. Ignores target's res if the target's speed is equal to or less than this champion's speed, meaning you don't have to build him with accuracy. Increase speed, increase attack on himself with an AoE attack, and it smacks. Buffs himself with everything he needs, and then triple hitter. True fear, 10% ignore defense, 75% chance, 100% when booked of a true fear. Ignore res again. It targets a boss, 75% chance of a weaken instead. Dude is nutty with speed in dungeons. This guy is a beast, man, especially when you build him right. Love that champion. Now, for me, this is close between Ornn and Ruella. I will say I got more value out of my Ruella, so we're going to go with her. Triple hitter, turn meter still, amazing for Fire Knight. She carried me in Fire Knight in the early game. Triple hitter, every debuff you need for a boss. Great in Chimera. I wonder what her ratings in Chimera are actually. Yeah, pretty good. A great debuff option in Chimera. These abilities all smack with turn meter fill and increased crit rate on a 3-turn cooldown. Great champ. Great champ. She helped me a lot. Her reviews in Fire Knight are amazing. She'll carry you in Fire Knight. I love her, okay? As for voids, this is tough. Dinah and Ayla are great, but I'm going to go with Naya here. Naya's insane. AoE decreased speed on the A1, 50% chance. Removes all debuff from a target ally, then resets their cooldown skills by 2 turns. Insanely good. Then ally protect and strengthen with whenever she's healed, heals all allies of this champion by 20% of this heal. Great champ all around. Great support champ. Will help you in faction wars quite a bit, guys. And those are my best epics per faction in the game. I wish I built out more of those champions. Be on the lookout for those champions. If you pulled one of them, that's great. That was a long video. 40 minutes. Oh my God. Sorry for taking so long, guys, but I appreciate you guys. Hit that sub button if you're new. It's a lengthy one. Thank you. See y'all next time. Take care. Much love. Peace out.